Hi, I'm Dr. Holly Tech, clinical psychologist, and in this video, we're going to be thinking about sleep in terms of how it relates to our emotional well-being. So often when we're feeling stressed out or anxious, one of the very first things that gets negatively impacted is our sleep. And the reason for that is because our brain is on high alert. So you're lying there trying to relax, trying to go to sleep, and your brain is basically looking out for you, making sure there's no danger. And the reason that that happens is because our brains are still wired in the same way as they were thousands of years ago. So they're wired to protect us, essentially. So when you're feeling stressed out, your body feeds that back to your brain. And so if you're holding your shoulders very tightly, for example, that feedback goes back to the brain. It tells us that we're feeling stressed and worried. We already know that because we've got the thoughts whirring around in our head as well. And so what happens is the brain doesn't know the difference between that emotional threat, feeling stressed out, and a physical threat. So something like, I don't know, something falling on you or an animal coming to attack you. Not that that happens very often, hopefully anymore, but in some places maybe. So your brain reacts in the same way as it would if there was that physical threat to your life. So even though you might be stressed about a presentation at work or having to have a conversation with someone or something else really stressful in your life that's worrying you, your brain interprets how you're feeling as if there's a physical threat. So when you're lying there trying to have a nice relaxing sleep, what your brain does is it says, no, we need to be alert. We need to be on the watch to make sure that we are safe, essentially. So it's trying to keep you safe. But unfortunately, it's not always very helpful if you're trying to make yourself feel better by getting a good night's sleep. Don't worry though, because there are some things that we can do that generally tend to help lots of people when it comes to sleep. Now, some of these may work for you, none of them may work for you, but it's definitely worth having a try of as many as possible to try and find something that's the best fit for you. So my first one is to make your sleep space inviting. So wherever you sleep, if you sleep in the bedroom, in the living room, whatever your situation is, try to make that area as inviting as possible. So for me, for example, I never work in my bedroom. I used to, but now I don't. So I never have any papers or anything in relation to work in my bedroom. It's just a space for sleeping. You might have a little think about the bedding that you use. Is it something that's nice and comfortable? Is the space quite nice and clean and not cluttered? Because often when we've got lots of things going on and lots of objects, that can be quite distracting to our brain as well. So have a little think about what works best for you and how you can make that space feel really comfortable and inviting to sleep in for you personally. The second one is to have a little think about temperature. So some of us love to be really warm when we're asleep. Some people like to really get under loads of covers. Others of us, we prefer it to be nice and cool. Research generally has shown that a slightly cooler bedroom temperature leads to better sleep, but there are always individual differences. So again, think about when you sleep best and try to create that for yourself as well. The next one is lighting. So some of us really need pitch black in order to be able to sleep. If you are that kind of person, consider investing in some blackout blinds or even just putting up an extra layer, a blanket or something at the window or wherever light comes in, so that you are making sure that room is nice and dark for you. If you're someone that actually feels more comfortable with the light on, can you think about getting a muted lamp or a lamp with a cloth over it? So you've not got really bright light disturbing your sleep and coming into your eyes, but you have got something that makes you feel comfortable and safe. Noise is another really important one. So is there background noise? For those of you that are like, I need to have silence in order to be able to sleep, you might consider using some sleep headphones or a white noise machine or something that's going to block out other noise if you live in a busy area or with other people. If you're someone that likes to have a little bit of background noise, consider what that is. So some people, for example, will fall asleep listening to an old TV show that they've seen 1,000 times. So it's not going to disturb them because you're used to what it sounds like. Or you could choose some relaxing music or something like that. But the volume of that is really important because if it is really loud, that will probably disturb your sleep. And if you're already feeling a little bit stressed, chances are that's going to tip you over and wake you up. So have a little think about the volume of that. And just two more. So do you have a nighttime routine? And this could be something really extravagant where you spend an hour doing things that help you to relax, or you may not have time for that and you might just be able to do one or two quick things. Some people like to do some stretching, some kind of yoga, meditation if that's your thing. Some people just like to sit and relax and watch a bit of television, hang out with a pet or a human loved one. Have a think about, even just caring for yourself. So a routine where you brush your teeth and wash your face and maybe have a read of a book or whatever works for you, but something that you can work through systematically, one thing at a time, even if it's just a couple of things that you do to help you to feel relaxed before you try to sleep. And the last tip is, if you are lying there wide awake, worrying, can't sleep, don't frustrate yourself. Don't lie there just watching the minutes tick away. Get up, move around your house or wherever you're living. Try and distract yourself a little bit. So you might watch a bit of television, you might read, you might do the washing up. It doesn't matter what you do, but just distract yourself from sitting there worrying, and then go back to your bed and try again. So I hope those tips are helpful, and enjoy. If you are struggling with sleep, please don't worry too much, because it is usually something that resolves over time. But if you feel like it's not resolving and you need a little bit more support, do check out the support links underneath this video. Take care.